The world doesn't notice the moment Aquarius vanishes. They just assume the silence means surrender. But that silence is sacred. It's the sound of a storm rebuilding itself. You see, when others break, Aquarius reinvents. When others beg for closure, Aquarius becomes the closing chapter. They are the architect of their own resurrection, detached, electric, and born from the ruins of everything that tried to contain them. Because every ending written against them only teaches them one thing: how to come back stronger. Now the revelation begins. Everyone thinks they've seen an Aquarius fall before. They think the silence means surrender, the absence means defeat. But what the world never understands is that Aquarius never truly falls. They disengage. When they disappear, it's not retreat, it's recalibration. The stillness they enter is not death, it's incubation. The storm doesn't die when it quiets. It's only gathering power in the unseen. That is the first truth of their strength. They detach to rebuild, not to escape. Detachment is their superpower, not their flaw. While others drown in emotion, Aquarius steps back to see the architecture of what went wrong. They analyze the pain, like a scientist studying lightning, dissecting each spark, each burn, each memory. They look at heartbreak as if it were data. Where did this pattern begin? What does it teach me? How do I never repeat it? This distance is their clarity. Their calm is their weapon. In this space, their mind becomes a laboratory of reinvention. Their mind never stops reinventing. The world assumes they're done, but Aquarius is secretly writing the next version of themselves. They draft a new identity from ashes, adding layers of purpose, resilience, and wisdom. Others look for comfort. Aquarius looks for truth. Others cling to what was. Aquarius constructs what could be. They are not rebuilding the old house, they're designing an entirely new universe. You can almost feel it when this process begins. The quiet hum of mental electricity beneath the surface. They start to think differently, walk differently, dream differently. They may appear emotionless, but beneath the surface, their mind is rearranging stars. This is not survival, it's evolution in motion. And that's why they find freedom in what breaks others. Pain liberates them. The betrayal that should have shattered them actually cuts the final thread to their old self. Aquarius is an air sign, and nothing, not even heartbreak, can hold air captive. The more they are wounded, the more they expand. The more they lose, the lighter they become. To be broken is to be unbound. To be unbound is to be free. So while the world watches them fade into silence, assuming defeat, Aquarius is rebirthing in secret. Their pain becomes prophecy. Their solitude becomes sanctuary. Their downfall becomes design. Because Aquarius doesn't rebuild for revenge, they rebuild for revelation. Every scar is a blueprint. Every ending a portal. Every silence a seed planted deep in cosmic soil. And when it finally blooms, the world will be unprepared for its beauty. They are not like the others. They don't beg for closure, they create it. They don't chase validation, they become the proof. They don't return to reclaim what was lost, they transcend it completely. And yet, there is one thing no one sees coming. For every great Aquarius comeback, there is always a period of disappearance, a hidden season where no one can follow, where no one can understand what's being born. It's the intermission between lives, the moment the phoenix turns to smoke. And when that smoke clears, something extraordinary begins to take shape. The hidden season is about to begin. No one truly knows where Aquarius goes when they vanish. One moment, they are present, speaking truth, holding space, carrying others with impossible strength. And then suddenly they're gone. The texts go unanswered. The energy fades. The familiar light disappears into the dark. It isn't ghosting, it's metamorphosis. Aquarius doesn't retreat to escape life. They retreat to rebuild the architecture of their soul. That's the fourth reason they always come back stronger. They forgive without forgetting the lesson. Aquarius carries no appetite for revenge. They're not built to destroy what hurt them, only to understand it. Their forgiveness isn't weakness, it's purification. They know that holding on to anger poisons, The system clouds, the vision dulls the electricity of intuition. So they release the grudge, but keep the wisdom. Every betrayal becomes instruction. Every disappointment a textbook for spiritual engineering. They transmute emotion into insight, converting heartbreak into higher awareness. And in this invisible chapter of their life, something ancient begins to stir the ruler of their sign, Uranus, the planet of revolution. That's the fifth reason. This is the cosmic engine that powers their rebirth. Uranus dismantles old structures, often through chaos. It breaks what no longer serves, even when Aquarius doesn't understand why. Jobs end, friendships dissolve, the familiar collapses. It looks cruel from the outside, but Uranus isn't cruel, it's catalytic. It strips Aquarius of everything temporary, so that only the truth remains. They become a walking paradox, detached yet deeply feeling, isolated yet visionary. The quiet season becomes their sanctuary, a secret workshop where identity is rewritten. They stop chasing approval. They stop defending themselves. They begin to experiment with new ways of being. They follow the currents of intuition, like a scientist tracing lightning. They start realizing that life was never meant to be stable. It was meant to be transformative. And that leads to the sixth reason. They rise through logic, not revenge. When others would plot retaliation, Aquarius plots evolution. Their detachment becomes insight. They start connecting dots that others can't even see. Their minds sharp and clean after solitude becomes an instrument of divine reasoning. What if this pain was necessary, they begin to ask. What if I wasn't being punished, but positioned? In that moment, Aquarius rises not by force, but by understanding. Because this hidden season isn't about silence, it's about calibration. It's the sacred pause between chapters. Their absence confuses people, even frightens them. But Aquarius is not gone. They are in spiritual exile, preparing to bring back something the world desperately needs. In this season, they discover a strange kind of peace, the peace that comes from no longer explaining themselves. They let go of timelines, of expectations, of needing to be understood. They surrender not to defeat, but to divine rhythm. And from that surrender, power begins to accumulate. You'll know the hidden season is ending when they begin to glow differently. The voice softens, but carries authority. The eyes see farther past the illusion of time and ego. They emerge not as who they were, but as who they were always meant to be. Because every Aquarius rebirth is a rebellion against stagnation. And soon the universe, Saturn, Uranus, and the great wheel of destiny will move to confirm their transformation. The cosmos itself is preparing to respond. And that's when the cosmic forces begin to awaken. You can feel it before you can name it, the subtle rearranging of reality around Aquarius. Time starts to warp. Old connections suddenly resurface. Doors that were sealed shut begin to unlock. What looks like coincidence to everyone else feels like orchestration to Aquarius. Because deep down, they know the universe has been watching, waiting, calibrating. That's when the seventh reason reveals itself. They see patterns others miss. While most people focus on events, Aquarius sees systems. They can trace cause and effect across years, lifetimes, dimensions. It's not paranoia, it's pattern recognition. Their mind, sharpened by isolation, begins to decode the symbols hidden inside their own story. The cycles, the repetitions, the karmic déjà vu. They begin to realize that what once hurt them wasn't random. It was a cosmic rehearsal. Every betrayal was preparing them to discern truth without proof. Every disappointment was a disguised download from destiny. And as this awareness expands, the eighth reason activates. They rebuild without needing validation. By now, Aquarius has stopped waiting for applause. They no longer require the external world to confirm their worth. Their healing happens privately, quietly, powerfully. They pour themselves into projects, ideas, and futures no one else can see yet. There are no witnesses, no crowd, no audience, only the work. And that's why it succeeds. Aquarius isn't driven by vanity. They're driven by vision. When they build, they do it for humanity, for purpose, for something eternal. But the magic truly begins when pain becomes propulsion. They transform pain into purpose. This is the ninth reason and the heartbeat of their resurrection. What broke them now fuels them. The very energy that once drained them becomes the current that carries them forward. They channel heartbreak into innovation, loss into leadership, exile into enlightenment. Their wounds don't define them, they instruct them. Their scars become constellations, guiding them through the night of rebirth. Meanwhile, above them, the cosmic machinery turns. Saturn, the planet of karma, aligns with Uranus, the planet of liberation. Together they shape Aquarius into something unshakable. Saturn gives structure to their rebellion. Uranus gives rebellion to their structure. One tests their endurance, the other rewards their authenticity. It's a celestial apprenticeship, hard, demanding, but destined to produce brilliance. Aquarius begins to sense divine timing at play. The delays, the denials, the detours, they all start to make sense. The universe was never saying no. It was saying not yet. Destiny had to wait until Aquarius was strong enough to carry the frequency they were born to transmit. This is why their comebacks feel miraculous. They're not coincidences, they're convergences. And just when the energy peaks, something unmistakable happens. Synchronicities flood in, repeating numbers, names in dreams, songs from the past, random strangers delivering prophetic words. The veil between Aquarius and the divine begins to thin. It's no longer faith, it's evidence. This is the midpoint of the prophecy. If you're an Aquarius, listening now, know this: you are not behind. You are being aligned. Every closed door was redirection. Every heartbreak was initiation. Every silence was sacred strategy. Type it in the comments: I am aligned with divine timing. Because what's coming next isn't coincidence, it's confirmation. And once those signs begin to appear, there will be no turning back. The universe is about to prove that the prophecy is real. At first, it's subtle, the universe whispers before it roars. But Aquarius notices the shift immediately. There's something electric in the air, something that can't be explained with logic alone. The same life that once felt locked and lifeless begins to pulse again. Opportunities reappear, people resurface, intuition sharpens. The comeback has already begun, quietly, invisibly, undeniably. And the 10th reason becomes clear: they're guided by higher vision. Aquarius doesn't move by impulse or revenge. They move by insight. While others look for signs outside themselves, Aquarius becomes the sign. Their intuition upgrades into prophecy. They start sensing the rhythm of destiny before it manifests. Every step forward feels intentional. Even the smallest choices seem magnetized by divine geometry. They stop fighting the flow and start steering it. This higher vision becomes their compass, directing them through chaos with unshakable grace. Soon people notice. The same ones who once doubted them begin to orbit again, pulled by that familiar gravitational field of mystery and magnetism. This leads to the 11th reason: they don't chase. They attract through authenticity. Aquarius never forces connection. They don't beg, plead, or perform. They simply align. Their truth becomes the frequency that summons what's real and repels what's false. And because they have already purified their intentions in silence, their energy now moves cleanly, like lightning finding the fastest path to ground. What is meant for them finds them effortlessly. People call it luck, but it's alignment. Then comes the 12th reason: they thrive on unpredictability. Aquarius doesn't need control to feel safe. In fact, the unexpected is their native element. Chaos doesn't threaten them, it fuels them. Each twist and turn becomes a test of intuition, and they pass everyone. Sudden shifts don't destabilize Aquarius because they are the shift. Their mind adapts faster than circumstance. Their energy recalibrates faster than change. They turn turbulence into transformation. And so, the signs intensify, numbers repeat: 11, 11, 2, 22, 3, 33 symbols of balance, expansion, awakening. People from the past send messages out of nowhere. Dreams feel prophetic, vivid, undeniable. Objects appear where they shouldn't. Songs play at the perfect moment. doors open seconds before despair hits. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. The universe speaks in mirrors, and Aquarius finally recognizes their reflection. The comeback isn't coming, it's happening. But the greatest sign of all isn't external. It's the inner calm that replaces fear. Aquarius no longer seeks revenge, validation, or control. They feel peace, profound, unwavering peace, because they finally trust their own timing. They know that what's theirs can never be taken, and what's gone was never meant to stay. This is the point of no return. Once Aquarius reaches this frequency, the energy around them changes permanently. Those who once drained them can no longer access them. Those who once doubted them must now watch them rise. It's the calm before revelation, the moment before thunder strikes. Because what happens next isn't just healing, it's awakening. And when Aquarius awakens, the entire world begins to shift. There comes a point when silence no longer means hiding, it means arrival. For Aquarius, that moment arrives like lightning. The lessons they've collected in solitude crystallize into certainty. What once wounded them now becomes their greatest power. Their voice steadies, their heart clears, and their path burns open. This is the 13th reason they refuse to repeat the same mistake twice. Aquarius learns fast, painfully fast. Every betrayal, every wrong turn, every misplaced trust becomes a map of wisdom etched into their mind. They study their pain like sacred geometry, decoding the patterns until the truth stands bare. And when they rise, they do so with precision. The cycle ends because they decide it does. No force, no illusion, no person can pull them back into what they've outgrown. Then comes the 14th reason they are emotionally futuristic. Aquarius doesn't dwell on what was. They feel what's coming. Their emotions are antennas, tuned to frequencies beyond the present. When others grieve endings, Aquarius is already preparing for what the future will demand. Their intuition whispers of changes before they happen, urging them forward while everyone else looks back. It's not detachment, it's evolution. They see the new world forming before others can comprehend it. And in that moment, everything begins to reverse. The same ones who doubted them now seek their counsel. The same rooms that once rejected them open their doors. The same silence that once surrounded them now amplifies their voice. This is not luck, it's cosmic correction. The universe always balances its scales. Aquarius moves differently now. There is no bitterness, no need to prove anything. They don't return to say, "Look what you missed." They return simply by existing in their truth. Their presence becomes proof. Their energy speaks louder than any argument. They are no longer chasing closure. They are the closure. This is the moment of divine reversal, when karma finishes its orbit and returns home. Aquarius no longer fights to be understood. They become understanding itself. Detached, visionary, almost otherworldly, they move with quiet confidence. They forgive not to heal others, but to remain weightless enough to keep rising. And as the energy around them shifts, so does destiny. The cosmic wheel turns. Uranus, their ruling planet, accelerates everything that was once delayed. The karmic pause dissolves. Aquarius begins to manifest rapidly. Ideas, people, opportunities, breakthroughs. They are the living embodiment of divine timing fulfilled. But even now there is more, because this isn't just restoration, it's coronation. Something greater is waiting just beyond this reversal. Something final, fated, unstoppable. Destiny is about to complete its orbit. The story was never about survival. It was about sovereignty. Aquarius was never meant to just recover. They were meant to redefine what power looks like. The comeback isn't a return, it's a rebirth. This is where the prophecy completes itself. The 15th and final reason they were born: to shock the world back awake. Aquarius doesn't just evolve, they revolutionize. Their presence alone disrupts complacency. They challenge what's outdated, expose what's false, and illuminate what's possible. Every comeback becomes a collective awakening. When they rise, the world around them shifts frequency. This is their cosmic inheritance, to embody progress, to turn pain into innovation, to make evolution contagious. The universe uses Aquarius as a signal, a reminder that nothing sacred ever truly ends. Every collapse was choreography. Every loss was alignment. Every heartbreak was calibration. They were never being punished, they were being prepared. And now they stand at the edge of destiny, not as the wounded visionary, but as the awakened one. Their intuition and intellect merge. Their logic and love harmonize. They are no longer split between rebellion and belonging. They realize they were never meant to fit in. They were meant to create the future others will one day fit into. This is what it means when Aquarius comes back stronger. It's not vengeance, it's vibration. They don't return to prove others wrong. They return to prove evolution right. Their story becomes a prophecy of resilience for everyone watching. So if you're listening now, feeling broken, misunderstood, or exiled, know this. Your silence is sacred. Your timing is divine. Your story is not over. The universe is just turning the page. Aquarius energy within you is rising, not to rebuild what was, but to become what will be. Type it in the comments, I was born to come back stronger. And as the final act closes, the prophecy fulfills itself. Aquarius stands electric free, unbothered, unbound the storm that taught the sky how to heal itself. Because every fall was rehearsal, every silence was spellwork, every comeback was destiny revealing its design. This isn't a return, it's a resurrection, and the world will never be the same again.